I'm feeling low.
Hello, my lemon drops, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I'm a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. We have convened here today for another episode of Brianna, which is me, critiquing / reacting to / sometimes roasting the workouts that Beachbody super trainers distribute to the masses. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and some dry sarcasm along the way, hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand. I would really love to have you here. Without any further introductions, let's make lemonade. So this first one that we got is a Beachbody consultant who, based on my research, I believe is also a certified personal trainer, which I personally find upsetting. I think this is a squat to reverse lunge, which is definitely a compound movement. I call it compound because it's targeting multiple different muscle groups as opposed to an isolation exercise. Nothing wrong with compound exercises at all. I do them all the time, but the way she's doing this is strange. I think I can hear a super trainer in the background there talking in this. Probably because my guess is she's probably following BOD, Beachbody On Demand, while doing this. It sounds like a male, and it sounds like Sean T. But I can't be positive because I can't see it. I wish we could see what she was watching because I just wonder if this is how it's supposed to look. You know, she is the consultant, so this is kind of her interpretation of what she's seeing on the screen there. I always really like it whenever we can see the super trainers themselves showing us the workouts, because then we can see how it's actually like supposed to look. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's a completely ridiculous exercise, there is a way that if the super trainers make these, I'm assuming there is a way that it's supposed to be done. It's no secret that the consultants, coaches don't make the workouts. They're just following the lead of the super trainers. Sometimes the consultants aren't doing the workouts exactly how they're supposed to be being done on screen. Maybe it's poor cueing from the super trainer, or maybe that particular coach has just gone rogue and decided to do whatever the hell she wants. Anyway, she's doing what I would call a squat to reverse lunge, which is fine, but the way she's holding the weights, kind of letting them hang between her legs down there, that's weird to me. I can't even say that she's like holding the weights as much as she's letting them hang. It looks weird. And when she's stepping back into her squat, she's doing like the briefest of pauses in that squat, but she's like hunched over too. I'm gonna look at it again. Hang on. She's got a decent set of dumbbells in front of her. I see a 15. Those right next to them look like they're maybe 8s or 10s. Looks like she's probably maybe holding 5s. The way she's hunched over like that in that squat, it looks like it's almost preventing her from sitting down lower and doing a deeper and thus more effective squat. This is a situation where I would really like to see a super trainer doing it, because I just wonder if she's technically doing it correctly. You know, I know I said that already a bunch of times, but this thing where she's just letting the weight kind of hang while hunching her back is just strange to me. I don't think this exercise is stupid, but I do think there's a better way to do it. So let's do that. So I'm basically showing you the same thing she was doing. I've just gotten rid of the dumbbells and I'm using my own body weight. This does take some coordination, just FYI, so do keep that in mind. All I'm doing is standing with my feet a little wider than hips width apart, sitting down into a squat, and then pressing up out of it. Then once out of that squat, I'm stepping back slowly into a reverse lunge and then repeat. I'm not hunched over, I'm keeping my chest up, and I'm sitting deep into that squat to maximize the movement and really help get my glutes more involved. So this next one is actually the same person, and my issue is actually not with the workout she's doing. My issue is that she's actually making a really common mistake that I see with this very common exercise. So she is doing lateral raises, which primarily target the deltoids or the shoulders. Depending on the variation, lateral raises can recruit other muscles onto their team. I'm sorry, I had to. Depending on the variation, they can recruit other muscles during the movement, such as the trapezius muscles or the traps. As soon as I saw this, my first thought was right off the bat, oh my God, her elbows. A really common mistake that I see when people are doing lateral raises is locking out their elbows like this. This is not a good practice when doing lateral raises. And that is because when you lock out your elbows like that, you are transferring a majority of the stress and the weight from your deltoid, where it should be, onto your elbow joint. And that can get really dangerous, especially if you are using heavier weight. This is a super easy fix. When you're doing lateral raises, just keep in mind to maintain a slight bend in your elbow at all times. So I will be honest here, we only have one angle. We're only seeing her from the front. So for all I know, she might not be locking out her elbows, and it just looks like she is from this angle. Based on this angle, it does look like she's locking them out. Another thing that's kind of a giveaway to me that she might be locking her elbows is you can see she's kind of going like that a little bit, like hunching a little bit. If your elbow's locked, it's kind of a compensation to get the weight up there. I look ridiculous. Like I said, this is a really simple fix. All you do is make sure you're maintaining that slight bend in your elbow and drop to a lighter weight if you need to. If you need to lift with lighter weight, that is 100% okay. There is no shame in that. I promise no one's laughing at you. And if they are, punch them in the face, because that's rude. So not an alternative, this is just a demonstration on how to do lateral raises correctly. As you can see, I'm going slow and controlled, and I'm maintaining a slight bend in my elbow. Making sure you're not going too fast is important because you don't want to just sling the weight around. If you do that, you're just using momentum to get the weight up, and you're also increasing your injury risk as well. So as always, be careful. All right, here's the next one. She's got a really nice weight setup too. She's got like a little tower in the back there. It looks like they go up to decently high. I love her outfit too. Even though I'm blurring this, you guys can probably see it. It's like a rainbow ombre. It's really cute. Anyway, so she's doing I don't really know. I was paying more attention to her outfit. Hold on, let me watch it again. Okay, so she's on hands and knees. It looks like one side she's holding a dumbbell in the hand. She has the opposite knee up, so one of her back legs is just up. And the arm that has the weight in it, she's doing a tricep kickback, and that's the end of it. Tricep kickback. That's awesome. There's absolutely no way at all that anyone can make a simple dumbbell tricep kickback weird or stupid. Unless, of course, you're a Beachbody super trainer. She's, for some reason, bending over into like a kind of bow while doing that kickback. I don't understand it. I notice that super trainers do this a lot. They take a standard, like, basic exercise and then, like, add an extra step to it. But a lot of times that extra step is completely pointless, and oftentimes it actually reduces the functionality and effectiveness of the original movement. Like, I think I saw a Beachbody workout where the super trainer, I don't remember who it was, they were demonstrating like a conventional deadlift. But at the bottom of the deadlift, just kind of shifted forward, like tilted forward, like to the tips of their toes, just for a second before leaning back to flat feet again and then completing the movement. I think that one was actually from 9-Week Control Freak, and I think they also added the ball in between the knees. Like, what is that doing? What's the point of that? A conventional deadlift, which, by the way, I would not give to a beginner at-home client at all. But a conventional deadlift on its own is completely fine as an exercise. In my opinion, it's completely silly. It makes the workout awkward and more complicated for no reason. So I will show you guys how I do a dumbbell tricep kickback. So I'm getting on my hands and knees to do dumbbell tricep kickbacks, but you can also do these on a bench if you have one available to you. I've got a dumbbell in one hand, and with my arm bent at my side, I'm bending my arm at my elbow and pushing the dumbbell straight back as I contract my tricep. You should go nice and slow with this. Don't rush this, and do not throw the weight around. You can also actually do these. You can also do these standing up as well if you like. You would perform them the exact same way you would as if you were kneeling. Here we go.
To intensify the burn, use the front of your arm. Keep the shoulders down away from you.
Oh, Danielle, you have a whole freaking weight rack behind you. Oh my God. Okay, so as you can tell, based on like the caption, like the text here, it says job one, and then that is on the screen. Jennifer Jacobs. I know that's a Beachbody super trainer who is a former Peloton super trainer, a Peloton trainer. That's interesting. But yeah, so this is job 1. This is one of the newest programs. I think this is the newest program that I've been hearing all this buzz about. So the workout just looks like a bicep curl, and she's using a resistance band, which honestly I really don't see an issue with that if that's all you have. But the way that Miss Jacobs has instructed people to do the curl with the resistance band in this manner, it's stupid, in my opinion. One hand is curling and the other hand is holding the band down. This is kind of funny because I think the exercise that actually precedes this is the opposite of this, where she's like holding the resistance band up. I think it's like up with arms out in front of her, and then she's like pulling the weight down. I'm talking about the super trainer Jennifer Jacobs. And then she's like doing the opposite thing, is just pulling the weight down with one hand holding it up. And it's just weird to me. I don't know why this super trainer doesn't have people like anchor the resistance band to something on the ground. That way it's secure and they can do better quality bicep curls without having to focus on holding the band down with that other arm. And if you don't have anything to anchor a resistance band like that too, you can just like get down on one knee and kneel on it or step on it. But the way this is being done, it's just more work for no reason, in my opinion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Also, I'm just cringing at the fact that she has this consultant. She has a whole freaking weight set right behind her. That's a whole weight rack that you would find in a gym. I've seen Danielle Natoni's like her gym setup in her house. It's freaking beautiful. She has an amazing gym setup. Like, it just freaking kills me. Like, people, obviously Danielle Natoni is very high up in Beachbody. She can probably afford that nice setup. I know obviously not everybody can, but like if you can afford this nice setup, but you're doing bicep curls like this, like there's dumbbells right behind you. I will show you a non-stupid way to do bicep curls with a resistance band. Okay, so when I went to the gym to film this, I fully intended to use a resistance band, but for some reason I grabbed the handled resistance loops. So that's what you're seeing here now. I'm doing bicep curls using the resistance loops. As you can see, I'm securing them with my feet by standing directly on top of them. So you can absolutely do bicep curls with a smaller resistance band like we just saw them using in that Beachbody program, but I recommend securing it somehow, not with your other hand, please. You can kneel down on one knee and step on it with one foot while you curl that way. That's a really good way to do it as well if all you have is a resistance band. And at this point, I think it's time for some more refreshments. This is my lemon jar. It still has like the slightest hint of lemon from that lemon candle that was in it. Oh, look at that. Fudge covered Oreos. It's not white fudge covered Oreo season anymore, so they're not in stores anymore. And that makes me a sad lemon drop. Here's the last one, and I actually just realized that this last one is the same person who was doing those weird tricep kickbacks. Not that that matters, but I didn't do that on purpose. I guess the clips just kind of got shuffled around. I'm pretty sure this one's from 9 Week Control Freak. Hang on, I'm sorry, let me finish eating my Oreo. Oh, that hits the spot. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is from 9 Week Control Freak, and I am assuming that based on the control track. That piece of equipment is a control track that she's using. I'm not gonna lie, I think the control track is a cool piece of equipment, but it is overpriced, in my opinion. I've seen product equivalents to it on Amazon before. And bonus, when you order it from anywhere else other than Beachbody, you are not supporting a multi-level marketing company. Anyway, so to me this looks like she is doing a unilateral chest fly. That's cute. But my small issue with this is that she's too close to that tower thing. She's not keeping any tension on the band throughout the movement. Let me explain. This is not an issue with the exercise itself, but more of an issue with like physics and like exercise mechanics. Look at me using big words. The point of resistance training is to put, you guessed it, resistance on your muscles during the movement. Now, training with bands like the control track is different than training with free weights. When you train with free weights, because of physics things, depending on what you're doing, the weight doesn't always allow you to cheat and not keep tension on your muscles during the lift. Obviously, there are ways you can cheat during so to speak, while lifting, depending on the exercise, but we're just talking about this one thing right now, okay? I'm speaking generally. Both the concentric and the eccentric contractions are important during the lift. The concentric contraction is the shortening of the muscle fiber when it contracts. The eccentric contraction is the opposite, where the muscle fiber lengthens. The way she's doing it, there's a lot of slack on the band during the eccentric contraction, so there's a lot less tension that there should otherwise be. This has a really simple fix. All she has to do is put a little bit more distance between her body and the control track thing, and that way she can keep tension on the resistance band while she is doing her chest fly, her booby flies. This is not stupid, but let me show you how to do it correctly on a resistance band. So I'm not doing anything too crazy here. I'm doing what she was doing. I've got a resistance band with handles on it, similar to the control track, actually. I have anchored it on a spin bike, but I do recommend that you use something a little bit more sturdy. I was just being resourceful and using what I had at the moment. I'm doing the same thing that she was doing. I've just stepped out a little further from it so that I'm keeping tension on the band through both the eccentric contraction and the concentric contraction. In conclusion, this episode was different. It was also really short. I'm just now noticing that too. This episode was a little different than usual because I feel like we didn't really see a bunch of nonsense exercises thrown together like we normally do. I feel like today's episode was normal-ish workouts, just kind of poor execution from the consultants. On top of the fact that Beachbody tells their distributors that they're coaches after buying the starter pack, which is incredibly misleading in my opinion, because it leads uninformed consumers into believing that a Beachbody consultant is equivalent to like a certified personal trainer or a strength and conditioning coach or just somebody with a lot of years of experience in like the fitness industry. And then you also have the element, again, where there's no individualized instruction for the people doing the workouts. And you have these consultants just seeing it on their screen, and then they do the best they can based on their own interpretation of what the super trainer is doing on their screen. But there's no one watching over them directly, nor is there anyone that they can really like consult with directly to be like, hey, am I doing this safely and correctly? Like some people could argue, well, they have their upline. What are the chances that their upline is actually a fitness professional with years of training and education in the industry? Probably not. Their upline is probably a beginner, just like them. I say this all the time. Fitness professionals are not. I was about to say fitness professionals are not joining Beachbody, but that's not true because we've seen personal trainers before in Beachbody, which is just yikes. But a vast majority of people who are joining Beachbody and doing these workouts are beginners, don't have a lot of experience, and they don't have a lot of experience with working out, period. And then on top of that, they don't have any experience with like instructing people through a workout. So a coach to shoot their upline a text and be like, hey, am I doing this right? I'd be willing to bet that their upline probably doesn't know. But I mean, of course, their upline won't say, I don't know. Their upline will probably be like, do it how Sean T's doing it, and how Autumn's doing it, whatever, in the video. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, comment Oreo. Thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye. What are you barking at, dude? Yo. So you're just gonna bark like that and not even like tell me what you're barking at? What are you looking at? Watch what happens when I sit down or get on the floor in my house. Thank you. And you licked my hair. Thank you. Oh, look at my boy. Hey, old man. What were you barking at just now? Seriously, what was it? I don't hear anything. I don't understand what he was barking at. Zeus, knock it off. Hey, turd. Zeus, you better not be about to hump that. The camera's rolling, you little pervert. Zeus! He always does this. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why can't you be more like your brother? Dogs really don't think things through because they'll destroy their bed. And then later when they don't have a bed to sleep on, they're like, oh my God, what happened to my bed? And now he's just there holding it in his mouth because he's a big baby. He does that to self-soothe. Bye, Onyx. Say bye.